One of the things I don't talk about often is that I'm also in school. It is my daughter's last year of high school. She is in her senior year, but it's also my last few months. In November, I will be done here for the mother-daughter content, and so that large part of my life is kind of just pushed to the side. I'm currently in the process of researching mothers going back to school and the affordability of it. So I wrote something. It's the beginning stages, but I wanted to share it with you because if any of you can relate, I want you to know that I get it. My daughter is 17 and entering her senior year of high school. I grew up extremely poor with a single mother who was a high school dropout and never went to college. For most of my childhood, we lived in survival mode. My mom worked any job she could to put food on the table. I learned very early on that stability wasn't something that was just handed to you. You had to work for it. As hard as my mother tried, however, she never got ahead. She did just enough to keep her head above water, and that often meant moving from place to place to place. We never had a place to call home. So when I left the hospital with my fresh newborn baby, I had nowhere to go and ended up sleeping on my brother's couch with my daughter in my arms for months. I promised myself then that she would have a different life, one where she didn't have to carry the weight of adult problems before she was ready. I didn't go back to school when she was little. I didn't have that luxury. Every ounce of my energy went into making sure the bills were being paid and that she had a childhood she didn't need to recover from. So I worked. I worked at the Gap at the Fashion Show Mall, at the Toys R Us on the East Side, at the Walmart on Nellis and Stewart, at that bar in Summerlin. My dreams were put aside so I could build a stable life for my daughter. I'm trying really hard not to cry because my mom did pass away, and while my truth is that my childhood was rough, I know that she did the best that she could with what she knew at the time, so I do want to give her grace. Anyway, says, now she's on the verge of adulthood and having achieved financial stability, I picked up the dreams I had once sat down. For me and so many mothers, higher education isn't just about personal growth or moving up in a career. It's about surviving and giving our children something to aspire to. While financial aid programs do exist to help, they honestly rarely cover the real cost of trying to better your life. I'm doing a lot of research on motherhood and going back to school, furthering your education. So what I would love to hear is your stories, what either pushed you to go back to school or what's stopping you from going back to school. I'm a big advocate for mothers going back to school, but I do believe that while I can afford it, I know that there are a lot of barriers for mothers going back to school. I also really want to know if you guys want to know more about this journey. I know that a lot of people are just here for mother-daughter content, but I do think that I am such an advocate of mothers having resources and sharing knowledge with each other.